Aloha y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. And powerful session we had in the live coaching session for the folks that are in the program called Living the Vibration of Vibrancy. And one particular piece was so juicy, so exciting, so vital, sharing it with you here. And that is, when is the right time to do something that will make your life better? When's the best time, let's put it this way, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago, of course. When's the second best time to plant a tree? Right now. And specifically, what I'm referring to, and just give you a little background, it's a 7-week transformational program that involves some learning of key principles, what I think of as the missing owner's manual for how to live a vibrant life, and some exercises, things to apply, right? And some live coaching. And in our coaching, we were talking about one of the tools that we employ, which is one that I think is just, everybody needs to do this, right? Whether you join this program or not, it's so valuable, and it's called the Complaint-Free Challenge, right? And Edwene Gaines, great former minister, Unitarian, who wrote a book called Spiritual Prosperity, I think is the title. She described the power of not complaining, the power of, if we're saying we want more in our life and yet we're complaining about the stuff that we already have, well, that doesn't really make much sense, right? So, and in Wallace Wattles' great book, The Science of Getting Rich, talks about the only way to be in tune with the infinite, in tune with the divine, is through a feeling of gratitude of creation rather than competition or resentment. In any case, it was she that wrote about this go 21 days in a row without complaining. And then a friend of mine, a great guy named Will Bowen, made it really popular with a book called The Complaint-Free Challenge. And he added this key component, which is change your bracelet from this wrist to the wrist to the other wrist when you realize you've spoken a complaint out loud. I won't go deeply into that at this point. In any case, it is a fantastic process and tool. When I first did it, it was many years ago now, confession time, I was horrified. I was horrified at how addicted to complaining I was. And I thought that I already taught about complaining and the dangers of it, and scientifically and chemically what happens, and the power of gratitude and gratitude feasts. I've been teaching this and employing it for years. Yet, when I really took on this practice, I was horrified at how hard it was for me not to complain. And so literally, it took me 7.5 months to go 21 days in a row without speaking a complaint. And one of the challenges that happens for people, and this was coming up for somebody in our session with Living the Vibration of Vibrancy, and the person said, oh, I've got so much going on right now that I can't help but complain. Or, at another time when it's a bit easier. And of course, I totally get that. When people say sometimes I'm in the middle of these medical treatments, or I'm in the midst of this divorce, or my company's going into bankruptcy, or whatever, a really heavy thing. The ironic thing here, and that's so valuable to see, is we have this old perception oftentimes, and oftentimes unconscious, that the complaining helps. It doesn't. It is completely the opposite. And this is really powerful to see. Right? Venting, and even to some degree catharsis, though that's a deeper conversation for another time, does not help. It begets more of what that is. Right? What does help is being aware of what's going on. Processing, yes, sometimes it's useful to say, hey, friend, I got this issue going on, and so did this or said this, and I'm feeling like this. And it might sound a little bit like complaint. It's not complaint, though, because what we are doing when we are processing is saying, I'm responsible for this. I want to speak it out, tell you about it so you can help me see what I can do about it, right? That's the key difference, right? We retain responsibility. We're still focused on solutions. So, my invitation to you is, one, whether you join us in living the vibration of vibrancy or not, and if you're interested, let me know, and we can have a conversation about that. I'll put a link down below where you can schedule that. Either way, though, the complaint-free challenge is so worthwhile doing. Not theorizing about, not doing what I did for a long time and saying, oh yeah, I know about that. No, actually applying it. And one last thing I'll say, it took me 7.5 months to complete it, and within days I was getting benefits. I was feeling better, feeling stronger, right? And sometimes awareness of what we've been doing that's not useful, it's a little bit hard at first, and I had some of that, even embarrassment. And that was nothing compared to the benefits that came through that process and which continue into my life today. All right, y'all, I hope that makes sense. I hope it's useful. If it is, please pass it on, share, like, subscribe, so that we can together create more vibrancy in the world. All right, y'all, thank you. Aloha.